Monash Mofo here with another OCS Blitzkrieg Legend video. Just been playing through a little bit today, day off, so had a little bit of time to ponder over the board and stare at it intensely without doing a whole lot of nothing, which I've found that I've tended to do with this game. Made a bit of a play with the Germans up through the city of Arras. Okay, you can see Arras there. Now, that's what I love about this game already. Mucking around on the computer, looked up Arras, and found that during Operation Dynamo, which I'm playing, Dunkirk, whatever you want to call it, there was quite a significant battle around this area here. The Allies actually launched quite a significant counter-attack, one of the most significant counter-attacks of the whole operation in this area, and it's awesome with this game because I didn't know that history. I looked at this game and just looked at a network of transport that kind of is around here and what it feeds off to the east and up to the north, and went, wow, that kind of looks important. And in reality, it was important, and that's why there was a significant action taken by the Allies through this time. You had the 7th Panzer Division involved in that. You had the 50th BEF involved in that in reality. I'm pretty sure, although I could be mistaken, that the 3rd French Motorised Division was also involved in that. But anyway, that's just a little tidbit of history and why I'm loving playing these games at the moment. You can see I've got the 3rd Motorised Division strung out here. They're actually stacked here underneath this disorganised counter. Same with the 7th Panzer. They're really stacked here. I've just got them stacked out here for everyone to see on the video. So in this video, what I wanted to demonstrate was my first attempts at, you can see hip shots here, and overruns as well. We're looking to breach, because if we can breach here, we can really push up to the north, really get in and around behind the French and the BEF, and really start cutting them off. So I had my first hip shots. I had these Ju-87Bs, awesome little counters. I love those counters. They were off board at the start of the movement phase, because that's what I'm in with the Germans at the moment. I'm in the movement phase. So the way that your off board air works in this scenario, it is 45 hexes off to the easternmost point of the map. So what I did was I rebased them, so they have a total range of 80, 82. It's a bit hard to see with the camera there. So they flew 45 to the edge of the map. I have it written down here. And then another 15 to reach the airbase here, which left them at 60, which left them with enough range then. That left them active and left them enough range to get here, do their bombing runs, and then make it back to the airbase here in Cambrai. The result of that was disorganised here across these guys here. I flew two separately, because you have to fly them separately if they're doing hip shots. Probably didn't need to do the second one, but it didn't hurt either. And it's just more me kind of going through the process as well, a bit of repetition. So then I was like, awesome, I'll run my overrun here on the movement phase with my 7th Panzer Division. We had our 2 divisions, 2 battalions that will be taking the hit and giving their action rating, so that in between the 3 and the 8 there is a 5. That's the action rating of this battle. And the French bring a 3 to the table in between the two 5s. The Germans obviously have the advantage there, so they have a 2 difference, so then they get a +2 dice roll modifier now. So that sounds all good. So I roll for surprise, and I roll snake eyes for the Germans, which even with the modifier means the French have surprise. So I then roll for the French, and I roll a 5. And so the French then have a 5 column shift to the left. Okay, so that's not good to start with, but anyway, that's the way it goes sometimes. I then figured out all my modifiers. I've got to give a big up to such luminaries of the wargaming world, such as well, you know who you are. The guys that kind of like pointed out to me where I was kind of going wrong with my modifiers, and it's awesome. This is why I put the videos up, and in order to kind of find out where I'm going wrong. So I put in all my modifiers concerning mechanized and armor across both ways. We've got some that affect only when you attack, some that don't affect when you're in defense, and because we're in a city, so there's obviously modifiers when you're in a city. You've got half firepower for some, like, so you got half firepower for armor and blah blah blah, which all make perfect sense. Like, you got tanks in a city and enclosed in buildings and stuff like that. They're not going to really be as good as your infantry divisions and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we ended up with a 2 to 1. I rolled an 8 plus 3, which was an 11 on the 2 to 1 scale, very close, and I ended up with an AL1 O1 and a DO1. So we have an A loss 1. So that's my guy there that was providing the action rating. He goes off to the pile. I don't know what that was. And then option 1 as well. So I probably will take... I need to take the option in order for the other side to have to be forced to take their option as well. Option 1. And this is another one, I'm putting it out there at the moment. So I have an AL1O1 against the DO1. So I've already got rid of my loss 1 out of my division there. If I take my option to retreat one of my units, does that mean that nullifies the other side? Because I did read somewhere, like, if you retreat on your option, the way we're going to play it now anyway is I am going to take this was a bad attack for the Germans too, so maybe I will take the agony of choice. We've got a 258. I am going to take this bad boy here, and he can retreat. He'll retreat back to that hex there. Now this is the question I have. So all these guys will be tucked into here. Now my question is, do I still need to have an option taken for the French French side. Oh, actually, you can go to there along the road. Or can they ignore that option? For now, I will assume that because it was quite significant fighting, I'm going to assume that they do still have to take an option. So it's pretty easy. I will just push one of them back. Of course, I paid for all my fighting. My guys drew their supply from here. The French actually had no way to draw supply from, so they had to draw internal supplies to defend. So they're now low. So what I'll do, so this guy over here will have to be the guy that retreats, I'm pretty sure. And we will stack these guys back up in Arras. Beautiful. Love these counters. You got bullets, you got low counters, you got disorganized shit. It's awesome. These guys go here. Put it disorganized. Marker here, he goes there. Okay. So that's me playing out my first kind of hip shot and overrun. Like I said, if I've done anything wrong in terms of distributing that second option, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the video, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.